So it just so happens that one comes across a detail that triggers one's curiosity. So what actually happened to me is that a brother showed me this book on the history of surgery, and as I was reading it, I found a text describing the amputation of Giovanni's leg. There were some interesting details, and it also referred to the heroic attitude of this young 27-year-old man who actually held the candle himself during the surgical procedure. And
che era soprattutto noto invece per i suoi atti pubblici, in quanto comandante di un intero esercito.
So then I started looking into the life of this character who was very well known for his war feats. So what I wanted to show, in fact, were the realities. And this means that he's going to be judged, starting with the people from the political world, his family, his sons. It could seem very banal, but it all depends on the feelings one has at that very moment. So I wanted to bring a testimony of what one feels at that time. Many centuries later, so how can we, in today's world, how can we imagine what it was like in the Renaissance, in the time of François I? Yes, I'm very happy to have heard you say that, because when I wanted to make this film, I didn't want to show what it was like to live 500 years back. What I actually wanted to do was to recuperate the feel. And I want to go back into our collective meries and to understand who we are, what we are about. And I believe that we are living in the company of our past. Again, for me, this is something unbelievable. I haven't seen the film yet. I'll be seeing it this evening, and I don't quite know what I'm doing in this film. So what it means for me, working and starring in this film, and, I think this was one of the major events of my life, having the opportunity of working with Mr. Ermanno Olmi. I learned that thought and feeling and emotion, these are all things that are very powerful. You can't simulate them. You have to feel them. You have to live them. You have to experience them to show them. And what comes from the inside is always stronger and more powerful. I could go on and on, but I don't know. Thank you very much. I'd just like to say, I want to say many, many thanks to Maestro Olmi.
Come potevano essere gli argini del Po e la campagna del Cinquecento italiano.
So as this historical event takes place along the Po River, I needed to find a location where I could shoot the film today. And today, if we go to that same site, it's been totally submerged by urban developments or modern agriculture. So I had to find free areas. Did a lot of casting sessions. So I needed to find good actors, but I didn't want them to have such a strong personal life so they'd be recognized as stars, because most of the time when you're dealing with stars, you're thinking of all their personal life.
Averlo pur sapendo fin dall'inizio, e forse in questo è diversa da Giovanni, che è una battaglia perduta.
So for me it wasn't really a problem problem, the fact that we couldn't communicate because the character I was interpreting of the noble woman who falls in love with Giovanni of the Black Bands, and this happens through one's eyes. And this woman, up till that very moment, was a typical courtesan, living the typical life of that time. So it's a bit as if he passed on to her his own courage, his own energy. So when she follows him to the battlefield, it's a fight in itself, and she knows that the battle is lost ahead of time, before we started shooting. And with Cristo, we forged very close links, and we almost became brothers. And again, I'd like to thank Mr. Olmi. It's not true at all. They kept bickering and fighting. They're lying.
Per fortuna andiamo a votare.
Translation, please. So what I want to do when I make a film is to hint at a reality. So reality is a means of communication, and that it makes the audience curious. I want each one of us to find his or her own message, because we are all free.